Oh, so it drops down and comes back up. All right, gotcha.
I hope that's all right.
No, we're good. No, we're good.
Is the mic
We're good.
right now?
This is live.
We're live. We're live.
Where's Josh?
Is it working? Yeah, it's better.
Look how delayed it is.
It is better? Oh, he has the mic that
It's not great though.
better.
Oh, you mean? Hello and welcome into CBA TV here, Joseph J. Palaio Stadium for a matchup between the Christian Brothers and Guilderland. Ladies and gentlemen, as a part of Homecoming 2017, we would like to welcome back our Athletic Hall of Fame members. CBA would like to welcome back all of our alumni after the game. Join us in the cafeteria for an alumni after party. Definitely an important game for CBA tonight as they're playing Guilderland, who's only one game behind, or half a game would be the more accurate term. If CBA loses tonight to Guilderland, Guilderland moves up above them into the third spot in the Empire Division. So an important game for CBA.
No, that's okay. Yeah. But I don't think Mr. Smith updated.
Both possessing a quite strong team. The roster size would most likely play a big part of this game, as CBA has quite a few more players on their roster. And we'll come back after the national anthem. Welcome back inside Joseph J. Palaio Stadium. We have CBA matching up against Guilderland, an important game for both teams. What do you think of this matchup tonight?
Well, personally, I think that CBA may have them beat just because of the length of their roster. They have a lot more depth than the Guilderland team. The Guilderland team does seem to be a little bit older and maybe more experienced, but I think the depth and all of the extra players that CBA has to offer can put them over the edge.
Definitely something to keep in mind is the roster length. We'll see if the brothers can take down this Guilderland team and maintain their third place spot in the Empire Division. Ladies and gentlemen, as part of Homecoming 2017, we would like to welcome back our Athletic Hall of Fame members. CBA would like to welcome back all of our alumni. After the game, join us in the cafeteria for an alumni after party here at the Homecoming CBA football game. Seniors were honored earlier on the field, quite a bit for the team for CBA, so that will definitely be kept in mind throughout this game and next year when all those seniors are graduated and we have the juniors step up into their roles.
And they're receiving.
That's going to be way behind. This is still muted. Guilderland won the coin toss. They elected to receive the kickoff, so that will give the brothers a second half offensive drive to start. That second half could play a factor with a quite evenly matched team, both with 3 wins. CBA just edging them out with only 2 losses as opposed to Guilderland's 3. Carter Zink, a senior, is going to be kicking it away to start this football game. It'll be Brad Igweek and Jason Igweek back to return for the deep. And on the far side, it's Justice Mancher. Zink runs onto the field for the opening kickoff, and this game will get underway.
Can you check to see if we need to make adjustments to our camera zoom?
A little bit closer.
And the kick is away. It's going to be fielded on the close side of the field. It's only going to be about 3 yards on the return. It's Hunter Griffith. It's going to be a shorter kick and only returned about 3 yards. We'll see if this offense can get started up here against this high-powered defense. On the field at quarterback, it's Mason Lato for the start. Man in motion. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. It's It's going to be about 10 yards on the play, a little more. It's going to be Joe Park on the first carry of the game. He's going to move the chains. It's going to be an 11-yard gain onto the close side hash. In shotgun now. Lido. Man in motion to the far side. It's going to be thrown. That's number 3, Jared Schwartz. He's going to run upfield. He's going to break a few tackles. And he's going to go out. And there's going to be a flag. He went out at about the 35-yard line in CBA territory. And they're going to call him, looks like, for a late hit. Going out of bounds. A big play for Guilderland to start this game. And they've shown it through passing so far and running. Have not been able to be stopped after these first 2 plays.
This Brothers defense may struggle a little bit to start as they're going without arguably their best defensive player, number 44, Luke Anthony, who is out with a knee injury.
Definitely a notable injury on the roster. So that will not help this quite strong defense, but they should be able to perform without him if they can manage to stop the run game. Then they can build from there and prevent the pass. Shotgun formation. This time it's a quarterback keeper. Lido up the middle. He's going to get to about the 7 or 8. No, to about the 10-yard line. And that's going to be just shy of the first. Second and it looks like about a foot. Lido with the carry. He's going to get up about 8 yards. Second and about 1 now. No receivers in. It's a sneak up for the first down, and they're definitely going to get it, and they're going to move in to, looks like the 7 or 8 yard line. It'll be first and goal from just beyond the 5. Two receiver set. Pistol formation. It's a pass. It's thrown and it's incomplete. That's off the hands of Brendan Hoffman. Definitely would have been a pretty important play in this first drive, as it would have put them within a few feet of the end zone. So we're going to see if Guilderland can punch it in here after a strong first 2 plays, then a QB sneak. 5th play of the drive. And there's going to be an encroachment penalty against the Brothers. That's going to move Guilderland inside the 5. And Guilderland, that definitely gives them a quite better chance to score here now. Motion. Lido's going to keep it up the middle again, and he's going to get in for the touchdown. The first score comes from Mason Lido, the quarterback, up the middle for about a 3-yard gain, and not a strong start for this CBA defense after giving up a 10-yard run, then a about 30-yard pass up the sideline on the screen. On to kick now, Nick Popolazio. And there's going to be another penalty, this time on Mike Temple. So that's going to move the kick up a few yards, about 1. Snap is a bit high. It's a fake. He's going to roll out right. He throws. It's batted down. That's going to keep it at 6-0. An aggressive start for Guilderland. That was Connor Traeger making the throw, the backup quarterback. So CBA will get a chance to score here. returning the ball for the brothers. They have 3 men back. It's Mike Temple, Dylan Gotay, and Peyton Osfeld. David Gotay lined up in the middle, splitting Temple and Osfeld. Popolizio now to kick it away to the brothers. The kick is... It looks like they're going to field it. That's Osfeld. And he's going to get a big breakout. Probably about 16 yards to the 37. That's going to bring Damiola and this CBA offense onto the field for their first drive. Damiola is a senior quarterback. He was on the team last year. He sat behind Max Jones. Definitely one of the better in the game. But here comes Miola onto the field. Looks like Mike Temple and Dylan Gotay will be in at running back as the 2 starters. Snap. It's a handoff up the middle. That's Temple. He's going to get about 4 on the carry. It's going to make it 2nd and 6 now for the brothers. The running game has been an important part of this offense all season long. Do you think they could continue it up this season?
Well, personally, as long as John Mickney can maybe get a few catches, Joe Lewis can, and Ben Curl, as long as they can make an impact on the game and break free for maybe a couple catches and a good amount of yards, I think this offense can definitely overwhelm this Guilderland defense.
Second and 1 now after a penalty on Guilderland. McMahon out split right on the close side. Miola under center. He snaps. It's a handoff. And he's going to break out to the right for the first. That's going to be enough to move the chains. That's Dylan Gotay on the carry. About 3. Bradley Cornell and Luke McMahon now, both on the far side. First and 10 now. Miola making some changes. Handoff Mike Temple. Far side, and he's brought down behind the line. Not a good run for the brothers. Guilderland playing some great defense. He's going to move them back about a yard, and that's going to create a 2nd and 11 for CBA. John Mickney and McMahon on the close side. All the way on the far side, that's Bradley Cornell. It's an option. Miola's going to get crushed, and it's going to be brought out to the right side. Only 3 yards on the game. That was Gotay on the carry after getting the ball from Miola. So that's going to create a 3rd and about 7 for the brothers. We'll see if they go with the pass for the first time this game. Cornell on the close side. Mickney and McMahon, and there's a flag on the field. It's going to be on Guilderland. That's going to move the ball up. And Guilderland will walk back. 5 yards now. He's going to make it a much more manageable 3 and 4 to go. So coming to the line is the brothers' offense. Mickney and McMahon on the far side. Cornell on the close side. Miola calling out to the sideline to head coach Joe Burke. going to get to the line now under center. It's a handoff up the middle, and it's going to be broken away for a big gain. That's Dylan Gauthier. He's going to get around 13 yards all the way to the Guilderland 30. That is going to create a problem for the Dutchman. A hurry-up offense. We've seen a lot of that from CBA all season long, and it looks like they're going to continue it.
Something. No,
Se-
they can hear you.
Second and 10 now after the stopped run. Miola under center. It's a fake, and it's a fumble. Temple's going to get taken down, and Guilderland's going to pick it up. And they're going to bring it all the way down. Jason Igweek picks up the fumble. Zamiola throws an option, and it ends up on the ground. Temple just does not catch it. And it appears there was an illegal block at the back at the 30-yard line on Guilderland when they were returning it, so that's going to back them up. It's going to still be Guilderland's ball after the fumble. Leo in the pistol. There's a trips to the close side, 4 receiver set. Man in motion. Snap, it's a handoff. Close side. And he's going to get only one on the carry. That's Joe Park to the close side. Second and 8. CBA making a few defensive substitutions in at the D-line. It's another pass. This is the second one. And it's going to be about 6 yards complete to Brendan Hoffman. Pretty good gain on second down, so that's going to bring up third and about 5 or 4. More defensive substitutions for the brothers. Lito in the pistol. It's thrown. And ran off to the close side. He's going to go up the sideline. And they're going to mark him out of bounds at the 25. That's Jared Schwartz on the catch. Another big reception by him. He broke off the 30-yard pass earlier in the quarter on the first drive. Shotgun formation. It's a pass this time. It's intended for Schwartz, but it's overthrown. The defense got to Lito there on the throw, and he was just rushed and threw it away. After seeing this passing game get off to a pretty quick start, how do you think CBA should defend against it?
I really think that they should press their defensive backs a little bit tighter on the receivers. The receiver on the flat seems to be getting open pretty quickly. Like that screenplay just got shut down right there. I think it looks like Mike Temple and Dylan Gauthier. I think they need to do a little bit more of that. And I think the defensive linemen really need to put a little bit more pressure on the quarterback.
That was Joe Park on the screen catch. And he's going to go nowhere. The secondary definitely needs to play more aggressive and up on the running backs. But if they do that, then they could throw over the top. So it's a hard balance to choose for Burke. Lito's going to scramble out right. He's going to throw while he's getting hit, and it's going to be way out of bounds. Thrown away. Pass intended for Brendan Hoffman. Good decision to throw it away instead of taking the sack. That's going to create a 4th and 10. They're going to leave the offense on the field. And Guilderland's offense is going to stay on the field to go for the 4th and 10 from the 25.
A very risky decision by Dan Penna, the head coach of Guilderland, and
Lito's going to take a hit, and he's going to it's going to be incomplete. It was thrown to Joe Park over the center, but there was just too many purple shirts to allow a catch. So that's going to cause a turnover on downs, and Miola is going to come back onto the field, hopefully not allowing Temple to fumble again. That could have ended quite poorly after a mistake made in the backfield. Miola, it's a toss. Temple again on the carry, and he's gonna get tackled, brought down at the line. Going nowhere is Mike Temple. It's gonna create a 2nd and 10 for the brothers. Mike Temple and Dylan Gauthier in at the running back position again. Cornell and Mickney in at the receiver spot. Miola back to pass. He throws intended for Cornell, who's it's gonna hit his hands, and he's gonna drop it, and he will go down. That's gonna create a 3rd and 10, not the situation you want to be in after giving up a fumble and then being in your own end of the field this far into the game. Third and 10 now. McNee and Cornell on the close side. Play action. Miola steps up in the pocket. He throws, and it's short. And it's going to be incomplete. Intended for McNee. It's going to result in a 4th and 10, and on comes the punt team. Alex Harrison, the punter. He is a junior at CBA, and he will punt it away. Back to return Jared Schwartz, who's seen a lot of passes come his way, and it's a pretty good punt, fielded at about the 46 on a fair catch. And Guilderland's offense will come onto the field. After 2 drives not having a good start for CBA, their defense has been playing not too bad, not including the touchdown they gave up. Handoff, left side. It's going to be a big 9-yard gain, it looks like. That's going to be Schwartz on the carry, seeing a lot of first quarter action. And he is limping to the sideline. He'll stay on the field. He has a minor limp. So we'll see if that affects his involvement at all in this game. They're going to send him in motion again, though. It's going to be a fake handoff, and it's going to be Lito's going to keep it himself and only get to the line of scrimmage. CBA's defense was all over him on the snap. And Schwartz comes off the field. Coming in for him is Brad Igweek. Lito in the shotgun. Igweek in motion. It's a handoff up the middle. And it'll be fourth down if it doesn't convert. And it doesn't look like it's gonna be enough. They're gonna mark them a whole yard short in 4th and 1. It could have been close, but Park did not reach out far enough. So on comes the punt team for Guilderland. To return the punt is Gotay and Temple. Ardito is the punter. Chris Ardito for Guilderland. No pressure on the punt, and it's going to be caught by Gotay, and he's going to return it. And he's going to be brought down hard at the 25-yard line. After seeing 2 drives on offense, the brothers have come up with nothing. What do you think they could do to change that?
I think that they should maybe stray away from the run game a little bit. It hasn't really been working out. I think the Guilderland defensive line has really been on point today. They've definitely shown that they can stop this CBA offensive run. And I think Don Miola needs to throw the ball a little bit downfield, maybe get a little bit more yardage for the rest of this quarter and through the rest of the game.
1st and 10 for the brothers. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, only to get 2 or 3 yards. It's Temple on the carry. Definitely something I agree with is Burke needs to put more faith in Miola's arm and in the receivers. 2nd and 7 now. Play action. Hit as he thrown, and it's overthrown. Intended for Mike Temple. Miola is getting hit almost every time he throws, so that could be a reason why they haven't gone deep downfield yet. He does not have enough time in the pocket to throw, and that will definitely affect the accuracy of any quarterback, no matter how good they are. Miola's going to throw again. It's going to be a little dump off to Gotay, who's going to break off a decent run and bring it out to the 40. That's a first down for Gotay and the brothers. Good play call there by Coach Burke. And in come a new set of running backs. Now it's going to be Colin Dukes and Brian Tucker. So that's going to into the backfield. McMahon, Mickney, and Cornell still in the game at receiver. Miola under center. It's going to be up the middle for about a 2-yard gain. That was Tucker on the carry. Second and 8 now for the brothers. And Guilderland's defense has shown a strong defense against the run game. And the brothers have shown that through small passes they could get some yardage. It's going to be a run off to the right now. That's Gotay for about 4 yards on the carry. Correction, that was Colin Dukes on the close side. It's going to make it 3rd and 4 for CBA. Mickney coming in for Cornell. 17 seconds and counting in the first quarter. They're going to run at least one more play. And it's a play action. Miola throws it. It's going to be caught. And all the way to the 44-yard line. A great throw under pressure. It's Colin Dukes on the reception. He got a good block on the left side from Brian Tucker, which gave him just enough time to throw it. So that's going to end the first quarter. Guilderland leading 6-0 after already having a forced turnover on the fumble, which was returned for a touchdown, but was called back due to a penalty. They're going to switch sides and going to see what CBA can do after the big pass. A great catch and run for Colin Dukes, getting down the field, and Miola getting the ball out just in time. It's going to result in a new set of downs. And as we've seen, the passing game has been more effective against the strong Guilderland defensive line. And we will see if they can keep that up, and if they will go back to the run game with Dukes and Tucker. What decision would you make between the passing and running after seeing this first quarter?
For the Guilderland side of the ball, I'd say that the passing game has definitely worked well for the CBA. I definitely think that with the size of Colin Dukes coming into the backfield, I think they should now start to run a little bit more. If they did not have the size in the backfield, I think the running game would be a little bit more ineffective. But as he is there, it seems like the brothers may be able to generate a little bit more offense than before.
1st and 10 now. Second quarter. First snap is going to be handed to Tucker. That's going to be about 8 yards on the carry. A great carry. And there is a player down for CBA. And it appears he is holding his arm. It appeared Brian Tucker just ran into the back of him, carrying it on the close side. They'll mark him 9.5, second and a half. And Guilderland's defense comes back onto the field after an injury on the last play. That was, it appears to be
Two options we have here. Try to get a little tighter.
Miola under center now. Bobbles the snap a little bit, but still gets the handoff. And it appears they're going to get him across for the first down. It's going to be 30 at the 31. McNee and McMahon out to the far side. Rumfola. Handoff. That's going to be Tucker to the left side of the field for about 4 yards on the carry. And that was Nick Mattis that was injured a few plays ago. After Tucker, he ran into the back of him and just knocked him down. It appears to be an arm injury of some sort. Second and 6 now for the brothers. Handoff up the middle. It's going to be about 1 on the carry. Miola definitely having a good passing game so far, and we'll see if they go back to that after the 1 yard carry by Dukes, making it 3rd and about 4. A third receiver, and that's Cornell on the close side. McNee and McMahon still on the far side. It's thrown. McMahon had it in his hands, and then he just dropped it. If he let that one go, that could have been thrown to McNee. But it'll bounce off his hands. That's going to result in a 4th and 4 after the incompletion. They're going to stay on the field, being pretty far within Guilderland's territory at about the 25. It's going to be an option. What a save by Tucker to prevent the fumble and then drag him back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a turnover on downs for the brothers. So Guilderland will bring their defense back on, or their offense back onto the field. The brothers have not been having a good start based on their offense right now. Their defense has been doing good after the first drive. It was a good play by Dukes to prevent the fumble, which could have resulted in score on that play. A snap, back to pass. It's a deep throw, and it's incomplete. No flag thrown. Pass intended for Schwartz. Again, seeing a lot of action here in this first half. He was looking for a pass interference call, but didn't get one. So that's going to make it 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Shotgun formation. Back to pass. He's going to scramble, and he's going to get hit quite hard, and we'll get to about a 5-yard gain. That's Lito, the quarterback, keeping it out to the far side of the field, making it 3rd and about 4.5. Guilderland having a few problems getting a play. And they're going to call for a timeout. That's going to be the first of their 3 timeouts. Dan Penna could just not get a play in Toledo. So that's going to be the first timeout of the game and the half. We've seen a lot of success coming out of Jared Schwartz. Do you think they'll keep giving him a heavy workload throughout this rest of this half?
Transition.
Well, it seems like the CBA offense has really been struggling a little bit. The Guilderland offense has really been taking the CBA defense to town. It seems like they cannot stop the pass play, and when they mix it up to the run play, it seems impossible to solve. I think CBA really needs to talk it over in a timeout soon, or maybe at halftime, and make some adjustments that are very much needed.
Guilderland coming back onto the field after calling their first timeout. Pistol formation for Lido. Third and 4. Important play. It's going to be another pass. He's going to throw it over the middle this time, and it's batted away. Almost picked off by Gauthier, but he's going to knock it into the ground, making it 4th and 4. And it appears that they're going to call for the punt after being deep in their territory. Ardito back to punt for a second time. Gauthier and Temple going to be the deep returners. A very unrushed punt. And it's going to bounce once, and Gauthier is going to pick it up. And he's going to rush it to the close side, and he has open field. He's going to get brought all the way back to the 40 or 41-yard line. That's going to be another good return by Gauthier. Definitely a strong point of this game, and probably the only one thus far. So that's going to give CBA pretty good starting field position. We'll see if they put this drive on the arm of Dom Miola, or if they stick to the running game. Temple and Gauthier at wide receiver for this drive now. Isaiah Scarlett and Colin Dukes in at running back. It's going to be thrown to Gauthier. He's going to make a catch and get around 10 yards on the carry. They're going to give him 11, and he's going to get the first down on the first play of this drive. Definitely a good start to the drive after having a bit of a slower start during this first half. Putting Dukes in alongside Scarlett combines power with speed. And it's going to be thrown, and it's incomplete. Intended for Temple. Bounced off his hands, and that's going to make it 2nd and 10. Temple and Gauthier still at wide receiver. Miola hands it off. That's going to be about 4 on the carry for Colin Dukes. As I was saying before, Scarlett and Dukes in the backfield brings a power back and a speed back. Scarlett being the speed back and Dukes being the power back. And they're going to feed it to Scarlett, and he's going to go up the field. It's going to make it to the 25, just past it. It's going to be 4th and 3 on the shorter end of 3. And they're going to go for it. Another drive where this could result in a score. And they're going to go for it on 4th down and not kick it in and try for the field goal. So a big play for CBA, and Dukes is going to get the handoff up the middle. And it could be either way. They may call for a measurement. Definitely a close ball. And they're going to bring the chains out to measure this one. And it's going to be just enough for the first down. Colin Dukes on the run. So that's going to move the chains. Definitely an important play in this first half, as they are now well within field goal range. So if the drive stalls here, they could always kick it for 3 points. Miola under center. Handoff. That's Tucker. He's going to drop it. And another fumble. And it's going to be Guilderland that comes up with the ball. Definitely not what CBA was looking for. That was Tucker fumbling it after coming in. After Tucker coming in for Scarlett, brought in a bit of a bigger back. So that's going to give Guilderland the ball. Throws off to the far side. He's going to make a big run. He's going to be brought down out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. Jared Swartz getting quite the workload in this first half. After going out of bounds, it'll be 1st and 10. Lito dumping it off to Schwartz for another big gain. This time it's a handoff up the middle for about a yard. That's going to be Park on the run. We've seen a lot of passing game from Guilderland that has been successful, but the running game seems to be stopping. If you were Dan Penna, would you keep throwing it with Lito, or would you give the ball to the running backs?
I might throw it a little bit more with Lito. I think that the Guilderland head coach, Dan Penna, should trust his arm a little bit more. He seems to have made some good throws that have been on point. Some, the receivers have maybe dropped or maybe have been a little bit overthrown. But a good throw right there on that screenplay, it looks like, to Kyle or Joe Park, which got a good 6 yards about. And I think that this passing game for Guilderland could be a little bit more successful than the run has been.
Third and 2 now for Guilderland, leading 6-0. So that's pistol formation. It's going to be a handoff to the far side. And he's going to break it off and run out of bounds. Park getting another touch. That's going to move the chains, and they're going to mark the ball right on the 50-yard line. So they've got half the field to cover to score with only 4:56 remaining in the half. CBA will receive the second half kickoff. So if they can get the ball back and score before the half is up, they can take a lead here. Before Lito back to pass again. He's going to get rushed heavily, and he's brought down for about a 13-yard loss. Great defensive line play coming from the brothers today. Quite a few guys were there by the time he was brought down. It's going to make it 2nd and double the distance. It's 2nd and 20. Playing without Luke Anthony at middle linebacker is definitely something that will be tough to overcome, and so far they have done it pretty successfully, stopping the running game. Lito back to pass now. Throws. It's going to be caught, and a big gain all the way to about the CBA 45-yard line. That's Park again on the catch coming out of the backfield, making it a much, much more manageable 3rd and 5 after the 2nd and 20. This could be a big third down if they do not convert. Another pass. It's thrown over the middle and caught and broken away. This time all the way in for the touchdown. Guilderland takes a 2-possession lead now, leading 12-0 on the play action. That was Nate Collins on the reception. A great catch, and then a big breakaway is gonna put this brothers team in a deep hole going into halftime. They could get out of it by scoring before that half ends and maybe tying it up after getting the ball back. Let's see if they'll actually kick it this time. And they will, and it is good. That's going to make it 13-0. Guilderland leading. Not a good start for the brothers in this first half with only 3:50 to go. We'll see if head coach Joe Burke relies more on Miola's arm to get down the field a bit quicker and maybe get at least 3 points out of the next drive. Giving up a big play on the pass is definitely not something any team wants. What do you think they could do differently in the secondary to maybe change that and prevent it?
It seems like the Guilderland offense has definitely been powerhousing this Christian Brothers Academy defense. It seems like this defense, one step forward, 2 steps back. They get a big play on that 13-yard sack and then they give up 2 plays, one a run play and the other a pass play for a touchdown. I think they could maybe adjust the secondary by maybe playing a little bit of a deeper defensive back formation, because they seem to be covering up these wide receivers pretty tight, and they've really been getting past them and outplaying them. Maybe if they change it up so they could guard the wide receivers a little bit better, that could help.
It's going to be a squib kick, and it's going to bounce off his face mask, and he's just going to fall on it to prevent Guilderland from getting it back. That was Guzzi on the return. That's going to bring CBA's offense out onto the field with 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Not too much time to work with, but definitely not enough time. So we'll see if they can get something going here. Dukes and Tucker in at the running back spot. Handoff right side. A good run for about 7 on the carry for Tucker. Making it 2nd and 4 now. A good running play for the brothers. Let's see if they go to the air now. It's McNee and Cornell in at receiver on the far side. It's going to be another handoff. This one only getting about a yard on the carry. That's Dukes to the left side of the field. It's going to make it a 3rd and short. Not something that you want to do with time running down, but it is before this 2-minute warning. So running the ball may not be a bad decision to burn off the clock that's left until the 2-minute warning. Then they start going in the air if they still have the ball or have not scored yet. Tucker's going to get another carry out for a 1st down to the 44. It's going to make it 1st and 10, a new set of downs. Cornell and McMahon on the far side in at receiver. Dukes and Tucker still in at the running back spot. 1st and 10, Miola under center. Handoff to Dukes, right side, and he's going to be brought down after a gain of about 2. making it second and about 8.5. Substitution made. Cornell and McMahon come out for Temple and Gauthier in at the receiver spot. It's a screen pass to Gauthier, who's going to drop it. It's going to be incomplete. Wouldn't have been much of a game, but that is not a good throw by Miola. If that was up a bit, he had a pretty clear path for at least a first down. But now it's going to be 3rd and 8 here with after the incompletion. They get one more play before the 2-minute warning, so that's going to save a timeout pretty well. And it's going to be fumbled. It was flicked back and deflected. Quite a few players went diving for the ball. And it's going to be recovered by CBA. It's going to be 4th down, and they're going to punt it. On comes Alex Harrison for his second punt of the day. A bit of a more risky play, throwing it backwards and it being deflected. It's going to be punted back, and it's going to be muffed by Kevin Murphy. But he will stay on it, and it will be at about the 20-yard line. Not the kind of end of the half drive you want to have if you are CBA. After making 2 mistakes, a ball being thrown away, and then a fumble on 3rd down and 10. That's going to bring Guilderland's offense. They're going to throw again. Lito throws, and it's going to bounce off the ground. It's incomplete. Thrown right around the first down marker. Lito looked like he got hit on the play. It was a bit of a lower throw. Pass intended for Schwartz, who has seen a lot of action this first half. Lito back to pass again. This time he makes a completion for about 6. That's Huffman on the catch. 1:30 to go, and he goes out of bounds. So that will stop the clock, making it about 3rd and 4 now. With only 1:29 left, Lito will throw another pass completed and a big breakaway, and he's going to run out of bounds, which will successfully stop the clock again. That's Hoffman stepping out at the 40. With the passing game working quite well, do you think that Guilderland should keep going with it and try to score one more time before CBA gets the ball back after half?
I think they should, because with CBA getting the ball back at the half, that could mean a scoring opportunity for the brothers. If Guilderland can score, that would be a very sizable lead, which would be 20-0, assuming they score. If that happens again, I think this game has gone a little bit closer to out of reach, but the brothers may still have a chance, score or not. Just depends what they do when they get the ball back at the end of the half.
2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass. It's going to be thrown on the screen, and it's going to be broken away. A big play. Broken out to about the 40 or the 37. It's going to be Joe Park on the run. Osfeld there to make an open field tackle and stop the ball, but there's going to be a flag on the field, so that'll bring him back.
Way back. This must have been a huge penalty. There's a block in the back.
A big penalty indeed, as that would have put them a lot closer with only a minute left in the half. Four receivers on the field. He's going to throw. And he's going to escape the pressure to the far side. He throws. It's caught for a first down. Again, a great catch by Hoffman. Bringing it to the 48. With 38 seconds left on the clock. The passing game has been more consistent through the later part of this second quarter. Do you think they'll keep it up?
I think they will keep it up, at least for the rest of this half and maybe midway through the third quarter. I think if the brothers still haven't scored yet, it's a drop play with the flag on that screen attempt. But if the brothers still haven't scored maybe midway through the third quarter, I think Guilderland should start running the clock down using the run.
It's going to be, appears to be an ineligible receiver called against Guilderland. A bit of a more rare call. That's gonna. They're gonna keep it at 2nd and 10 though. Pass again. Lido is almost brought down. It's gonna be thrown away. And they're going to give him the intentional grounding for the brothers. Good pass rush for CBA, and that's going to result in a flag being thrown. And the penalty will be waived. And so that's just going to keep it at 3rd and 10. With only 21 seconds left, do they go and try to score, or do they just take a knee? That is the real question here. It appears they will go. They'll throw again. It's a flea flicker, and it's almost picked off. Great secondary coverage, staying back on the play to make the coverage. That was Hoffman that was throwing. It's only going to be 15 seconds, and it looks like that the punt team will come on. Ardito for his 3rd time today. Temple and Gauthier are going to be the deep returners. No pressure on the punt. It's going to be bounced, and they're not going to field it. And it's going to be downed just inside the 15-yard line. That's going to give them 3 seconds only. They will likely just take a knee and bring it in and take it in at halftime. This is an interesting call. What would you do? Would you take it into the half, or would you try and get the extra 6 points?
I'd take a knee. There's no real point in even trying for a score with 3.5 seconds left. Maybe the risk of a fumble or an interception and Guilderland returning it for a touchdown, that's just not worth it. I think CBA should just take a knee, head into the half, and make some adjustments to see if they can get on the board in the second half with them getting the ball to start out.
There's a flag on the field. It's going to be a false start on CBA. That is definitely not going to be a call they want if they were going to go for it. This might be a decision changer. They might even punt it out of bounds just to burn the clock out would be a possibility, but it appears they're just going to keep Mayola on the field under center. Snap. It's going to be a toss to the close side. Temple on the run, and he's going to break a tackle, and he's going to get pushed out of bounds at the 30. That will end the first half. A good first half played by Guilderland's passing game. And Mason Lido throwing for a touchdown. A very weak performance from CBA in the first half of the game. CBA will be receiving the second half kickoff, and that will be a momentum setter for the second half of the game. They need to score there, or they might not have a chance at winning it. It might take a loss in this big game against Guilderland.
You got the revised. How to pronounce those names? Yeah, that's good. I would turn off the scoreboard for now so we can see them. We'll turn it back on when we get close. Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, as part of Homecoming 2017, we would like to take a moment to recognize our Athletic Hall of Fame members to ensure that all of our Hall of Fame members are recognized in the most appropriate way. We ask to you please hold your applause until the conclusion of the ceremony. Please welcome Michael Alvaro, class of 76, Daryl Burns, class of 56, Tom Casey, class of 74, Dice Crotty, class of 56, Dave Domel, class of 71, Phil Donnelly, class of 59, John Alakwa, class of 54, Jim Fiore, class of 65, Larry Napick, class of 82, Mike Presser, class of 86, Tyrone Seabrooks, class of 89, and Father Peter Young, class of 49. 6 more athletes will be joining this elite group tomorrow at the Athletic Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Please welcome and congratulate Mike Kofi, class of 86, Steve During, class of 87, Rick Lombardo, class of 71, Brian Monahan, class of 04, Chester Smith, class of 77, and Distinguished Service Award recipient Bill Melayson. Please join me in congratulating our Athletic Hall of Fame members. welcome back and thank you for joining us for homecoming. And a late addition to the Athletic Hall of Fame members, Howard Nolan, class of 49.
Rick Lombardo, class of 71. Brian Monahan, class of 2004. Chester Smith, class of 77. And Distinguished Service Award recipient, Bill
Okay, good. You go to the
Welcome back inside Evelyn J. Palaio Stadium, where the brothers are trailing Guilderland 13-0 here. CBA not having a strong first half, mostly having a weaker running game than passing, and giving up a big touchdown pass at the end of the first half, midway through the second quarter, which made it a 2-possession game. So we'll see if CBA can come back and defeat Guilderland here in the second half, as they're only one game ahead of Guilderland, so this is an important game. The winner of this will be in third in the Empire Division, right below Shenendehowa. We saw a lot of passing come from Mason Leto at the end of the first half. A lot of them being thrown to Jared Schwartz, a senior, who saw a lot of handoffs out of the motion and then screen passes too. Brendan Hoffman got quite a bit of action on the final drive when they were throwing a bunch of passes. CBA has a chance here to put points on the board, as they've had a scoreless first half. Not a good start at all. So as CBA prepares for the second half, we'll see if Guilderland keeps putting their drives in the arm of Mason Leto. We'll see if Mike Temple, Dylan Gauthier, and Peyton Osfeld could have maybe a big return to set up Miola on a good field position to maybe get a drive going and score. Popolizio will kick off for the first time tonight after receiving the ball in the first half and not giving up any points. So Popolizio will see his first kickoff this game against CBA. The return team comes onto the field now. Gauthier, Osfeld, and Temple. Gauthier in between splitting Osfeld and Temple. Popalizia now gonna kick it off to start the second half. And the kick is away. It's a bit of a shorter one. It's muffed. That could be Guilderland's ball. But it will be CBA's. It just fell through his hands, but that is not going to be a good start to the first half for the brothers. Miola is going to stay on the sideline. They're going to give junior Ben Farrell a chance to make his debut. It's going to be a toss. A decent run for Temple, about 4 or 5 on the carry. So that's going to make it 2nd and 5. Temple is limping off the field, so in goes Colin Dukes. So for the second time, we have a speed back alongside a power back. It's Colin Dukes, and this time Dylan Gotay. Dukes is going to get the handoff again, and he's going to get the first down on the 6-yard gain to the far side. That's going to Ben Farrell having a decent performance thus far. Cornell and Mickney come out, and going in is Luke McMahon and Jesus Sarda. Hand off right side, that's Gotay. And he's going to get brought down about 3 yards behind the line. Good defensive line play so far for Guilderland in this entire game. The running game just has not been there for CBA. And head coach Joe Burke has not decided to throw very often. Ben Currow is going to come onto the field for Sarda. Quick substitution before snapping the ball. Timeout called by the brothers. The offensive line for the brothers needs to step it up and make some blocks so that they can get the outside run down the field from Mike Temple and Gotay. And Dukes and Tucker have been the featured backs thus far. Isaiah Scarlett also seeing a little bit of action. Scarlett, only being a sophomore, was put onto this varsity roster, but it was for a good reason, as he has quite a large amount of speed and elusiveness. But so he was injured for a portion of the season, and he came back, and now he's not been used very much. Still down Luke Anthony for CBA. Definitely has affected their defensive play, allowing 13 points already in the first half. Farrell for his first pass of the game. Throws, it's overthrown. Pass intended for Ben Currow. John Mickney and Bradley Cornell go back into the game at receiver. Farrell overthrows it. So that's going to make it 3rd and 11. McNee, Cornell, and McMahon, the starting receiving core, on the field now. It's another pass from Farrell. He's going to get away from the pressure. And he's going to get hit at about where the drive started, a little past it. So that's going to make it 4th and 9. And Alex Harrison will come on to punt it away again. Not a good start to this first half like they wanted. But they'll have to play good defense like they have been playing. Somewhat good defense. The punt's only going to bounce at the 40. And it's going to be down by Gauthier. So that's going to bring Guilderland onto the field. A strong performance out of Mason Lido. And a heavy workload handed to Jared Schwartz in the first half. And Lido's going to stay on the field. Although CBA made a quarterback change. Shotgun formation to start the drive. Good field position. Lido throws a first play, and it's going to be caught for about 4 to the far side. That's Schwartz yet again, getting a lot of touches and catches this entire game. It's going to make it 2nd and about 5.5 to 6. Shotgun again. Man in motion. It's going to be a handoff. And he's going to be brought into, he's going to run into a pile that's only going to get maybe to the line of scrimmage. Not a great run after the 5-yard completion. It's going to make it 3rd and 5. They're going to go nowhere. So, shotgun formation. 4 receiver set. Lido back to pass, and there's a flag on the play. They're going to get Guilderland for an for a false start. And that's going to bring it back to 3rd and 10 now. Shotgun formation. Lido back to pass. And it's caught over the middle, and he has room. He's going to get to the 40 in CBA territory before being brought down. Kevin Murphy making the play to move the chains. About a 15-yard gain is going to set Guilderland up with a new set of downs. A good pass and look over the middle while getting hit. Pistol formation, another pass, and it's going to be caught and brought to a 4-yard gain before being stopped. That was Igweek on the catch. So that's going to make it 2nd and 8. Four receivers on the field again. Shotgun formation. Joe Park in at running back. It's going to be thrown, and he's open. He'll make a catch. That's Igweek again, in for the touchdown. Guilderland now possesses a 3-possession lead. That is Brendan Hoffman for the touchdown. Thrown by Mason Lido, his 2nd of the day. And he is having quite the game on the road against CBA. Popolizio in to kick the extra point. And the kick is good. So that'll be a 20-0 lead for Guilderland. Not a good start to this first half like CBA might have planned to. They'll get the ball back now, and we'll see if Ben Farrell stays in the game or they move down the depth chart or move back up to Miola. Osfeld, Gotay, and Temple will be on the return again. Gotay splitting them in the middle. Popolizio, after kicking the PAT, will kick it away now and maybe give CBA a chance. And their deep men are moving up a few feet. And this kick is going to be fielded by Temple, who's going to run up and make a cut up the pack. And will be brought down at the 34. Looks like a 14 to 15 yard return. That's going to give CBA the ball and maybe a chance to score if they can get something going, which would give them a much closer striking distance to winning this game on a comeback. And Farrell's going to stay on the field, Ben Farrell. It's going to be Colin Dukes and Brian Tucker in at the running back spot. Hand off to Tucker, who's going to lose one on the carry, making it 2nd and 11. Cornell and McMahon, two receivers on the far side. Hand off Colin Dukes, who's going to get a big run, break it away out to the outside, and he is one man to beat. And he is brought down at the 15-yard line. Connor Traeger, the backup quarterback, in at defensive back there to make the open field tackle and the stop. Big breakaway run for Colin Dukes. Definitely could be a momentum changer and a confident booster for CBA after having a quite rough first half. And there will be a false start on CBA, moving them back after a large gain by Colin Dukes. It's going to make it 1st and 15 now for CBA. Only McMahon in at receiver. 3 tight ends. It's going to be a sweep this time to Tucker. And he's going to be brought down behind the line. That's going to make it 2nd and about 16, 17. And Dukes is coming off the field slowly. And Gote comes in to take his spot. Two seniors now at the running back. McNee, Cornell, and McMahon all in at receiver for Farrell, who's going to throw. He'll get sacked. The pass rush gets to him for another 5. That's going to make it 3rd and about 24 to 25 yards. Getting it into about 4th and 10 would be a good play. Because at that point, they could at least maybe kick a field goal. Definitely a passing down here for Ben Farrell. And he's going to drop straight back and throw deep. And there's going to be a pass interference call. And that's going to move the ball all the way in. Pass intended for McNee over the middle, and they're going to give him the pass interference call. He was tackling him before the ball was even there. Going to be 3rd and 8 now for CBA after the pass interference. A much more manageable 3rd down now after the 3rd and forever. It's going to be another pass. Farrell's going to throw as he gets hit. McNee's going to grab the ball but drop it after taking contact. That's going to make it 4th and 8 now. It's decision time for Joe Burke. Do they go for it and risk giving up the ball and not coming out with any points, or do they bring on the field goal team? And it looks like they're going to keep their offense out on the field. 3 receivers, McNee, McMahon, and Cornell. Farrell back to pass. He's hit as he's thrown, and that's going to be incomplete. Big scoring opportunity is given up, and that's going to give Guilderland a 1st and 10, deep within their own territory though. Guilderland leading 20-0 with 4 minutes in the 3rd quarter. Not good for CBA. This game is they're playing for 3rd place in the Empire Division. It's going to be a handoff to the close side. It's only going to result in a yard. So it's going to be 2nd and about 8. Lito throws. And they're going to rule it incomplete as a forward pass dropped by Hoffman, who's seen a lot more action in the second half. And Schwartz has seemed to get a lighter workload, as it appears he has a minor limp, so he might have a leg injury of some sort. Lito back to pass. He throws, intended for Schwartz. It's caught again. And that's going to be a first down all the way out to the 35. Schwartz with another catch. He is having a terrific game for Guilderland. CBA needs to find a way to defend against him, as he seems to be getting all of their Guilderland's receptions and breaking them out for quite a few yards. It's going to be a toss to the far side, and it's only going to be about 4 yards on the carry by Joe Park. So that's going to make it about 2nd and 6 for Guilderland. Temple's coming out for Ben Curro at corner. So we'll see if he could make a difference. Lito's going to keep it up the middle and only gain about 3. So that's going to result in a 3rd and 4. So CBA needs to come up with a stop here if they want to have any chance at winning this game still. Hand off up the middle. And he's going to go nowhere. That's Schwartz on the carry. It's going to get maybe a yard and make it 4th down. Fourth and 1 coming up for Guilderland. It looks like they're going to stay on the field and go for it. And it's going to be a delay of game on Guilderland. So that's going to cause them to bring on on comes the punt team. A little bit of a change on the return. It's Gotay and Osfeld instead of Gotay and Temple. And it's going to be Osfeld who's going to return it. He's going to make a big cut and breakaway. And he's going to get past the 50 to the 49 on Guilderland's side of the field. Another drive with good starting position. But CBA hasn't really been able to do much with it. Farrell remains in the game. Trying a bit of a different formation now for CBA. More of a running-based formation. And it's going to work out to success as Gotay is going to get about 12 on the carry to the right side. With only 40 seconds left in the quarter, they're looking to score here. That's going to be Tucker on the carry, who's going to give out 4 or 5. CBA going with a more compact offense now with less receivers, more tight ends. They have 3 running backs in the backfield now, more of a pro formation. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Let's go Tay for about 3. And that's going to conclude the third quarter with Guilderland sitting atop 20-0.
Pesto. Is the other guy in here? He was supposed to do first and fourth quarter.
So that's going to end the third quarter. CBA would like to welcome back all of our alumni. After the game, join us in the cafeteria for an alumni after party. CBA now looking to score, it being 3rd down and about 5. I think it's called cancel. Third and about 3 to start the fourth quarter. Still a chance if CBA can score here to win this game. Farrell coming onto the field. There's now 3 receivers on the field. They went from having none to all 3. Farrell back to pass on the first play. It's going to be Cornell who's going to get brought down just inside the 20. We'll see if they can score after their drive is stalled. Last drive inside the red zone, so it'll be 1st and 10 from about the 18-yard line. Farrell back to pass again. He's going to get hit as he throws, and they're going to rule it incomplete. Make it 2nd and 10. The line just isn't giving Farrell enough time to throw. The receivers don't have enough time to get open due to the lack of time. And it appears there's an injury on the field. For Guilderland.
Do you have Twitter on that? Do you have Twitter? I'm gonna see if James Allen or someone posted anything Yeah. You know what James Allen is, right? Actually, he's one of the most story stuff. That is James Allen. Cheerleader. You got some
That was Dylan Olson off the field with a leg injury. So that's going to bring CBA to 2nd and 10 now. It's going to be a toss and a reverse throw. And it's just overthrown. That was Temple throwing it. And it was Gote tossing it to Temple, who threw to Ben Curro. And it was overthrown by Temple. It was a good try. He was open. It was just slightly, if it was just thrown just a little bit less momentum, it would have been caught for a CBA touchdown and finally put points on the board. That'll bring up a 3rd and 10 now. Farrell, back to pass. And it's a fumble. He's going to get hit hard from behind. It's going to result in a fumble, which will be recovered by CBA, by Tyler Marini on the offensive line. So that's going to bring it to 4th and 15 on the edge of field goal range. Just about. It's about a 45-yard field goal. But there's going to be a timeout called by CBA. So CBA is going to look and try to score here. Carter Zink really hasn't been challenged with a long field goal. So they do not know whether they want to kick it or not. Watching him in warm-ups definitely was a sign that he might be able to hit the 45-yarder. But he's kicking into the wind, so that definitely does not help. We're going to see if Ben Farrell can throw it and create a completion for a first down, maybe even a touchdown. But if not, they're going to be giving up a pretty big opportunity. As head coach Joe Burke walks off the field after being in the huddle. So there's going to be 4 receivers in on this play, 2 on each side. It's McMahon and Temple on the close side. On the far side appears to be Cornell and Gote. Back to pass is Farrell. He throws over the middle, and it's a poor throw. That's going to be incomplete, intended for Cornell. That's going to bring Guilderland's offense onto the field, who have been showing quite a strong day in the passing game, with Mason Lito throwing 2 TDs already this game. Lito stays on the field, even though this game is virtually over. Run to the close side, and he's going to break out, and he's going to step out of bounds way down. They're going to mark him out at the 45. That was Jared Swartz with looks like a minor leg injury, as he has a small limp. That was a big run, luckily for CBA. He stepped out. If he did not, he probably would have scored, which would have just put this game out of reach for CBA, and it likely would have been over. So big break there for the defense. Lito in shotgun, 1st and 10. He's gonna throw it, and it's gonna be about 10 on the play. So they're gonna mark it. Looks like it will be just short. About a foot separates the yard marker and the 1st down marker. So Guilderland has to hurry with very little play clock. Lito hands it off up the middle in the pile up for the 1st down. They're going to cross, and that's going to move the chains. 1st and 10 for Guilderland. Carried by Joe Park. Guilderland in the shotgun. No running backs. But it's going to be a sweep. And there's going to be a flag on the play right about the line of scrimmage. It's about a 5-yard gain. Ran by Brendan Hoffman. It's going to be a holding for Guilderland, which is going to move them back 10. So it's going to be 2nd and 20. From about the 45-yard line. No running backs in the backfield. Motion again. This time it's going to be kept by Lito, who's going to run it for about 9 yards. 9 or 10 yards. Lito on the fake handoff, runs it up the middle. It's going to make it 2nd and about 13 for Guilderland, who's leading this game 20-0. Jared Schwartz limps off the field. Has not been affecting his play very much. Motion again, this time it's a handoff to the right side. He's going to break up, and he's going to get hit hard, and it's going to result in a penalty. It's going to be marked in between the 35 and 40. Carried by Brad Igwick. Penalty is going to be on Guilderland. So that's going to move them back to right about where the drive started. Second and a little more than 10 now. Shotgun formation for Lado. And it's going to be a fumbled snap. And that's going to be an enormous loss. All the way back to about their own 30. Guilderland will recover, but now it's going to be 3rd and very long. It's going to be 3rd and 45. going to be a handoff to the close side. There's going to be another flag on the play.
You know what that penalty is?
It's going to be Igwick,
Offense, 10-yard penalty, still third down.
and it's going to be another holding call for Guilderland. They're just not having a good drive. So that's going to move them back.
Yeah, but if you keep moving them back, it's going to give them a little better field.
10 yards more. So that's going to make it 3rd and 55. Got over half the field to cover.
Find it. You find it. 4th down.
And it was declined, so it's going to make it 4th and 45. And on comes the punt team. Ardito is going to get a chance to punt it away. Gote and Osfeld will be the return men. And a pretty short punt, which will be downed around the 40 at about the 39. So with 6 minutes and 40 seconds, this game is nearly sealed off from a CBA victory, but they will try to score here for the first time tonight.
God. I don't find it somewhere else. It's still going to be.
Here comes CBI onto the field. Farrell still in at quarterback. Handoff to the close side. He's going to get stopped. That's Gote on the carry. He'll get nowhere from the line of scrimmage, so that's going to make it 2nd and 10. Two receivers on the far side. And there's a flag. And it's going to be
Still 2nd down. So 2nd and 5.
on Guilderland for encroachment. That's going to give CBA 5 extra yards to work with now, as it's going to be 2nd and 5. Two receivers on the far side yet again. This time it's Farrell, back to pass. He throws. It's going to be incomplete. No flags, so that'll make it 3rd and 5. Pass intended for Nick Mattis, who left the game earlier with an arm injury after being ran into the back of by Colin Dukes, but he's come back and it appears he is okay, so that is a good sign. Third and 5. Cornell coming out of the game now, along with Mickney. Gote and Temple on the far side. And it's going to be thrown to Gote, who's going to get met at the line, and he's going to jump for an extra 2. It's going to make it 4th and 3. This could be the deciding play right here, whether they have any hope to win this game. And it's another pass, this time to Gote, and it's overthrown. It is too high for Gote to jump up and grab, so that's going to end the drive there. So that's going to give Guilderland the ball back, and they're going to probably try to run the clock out. Would be the smart move to make, as they are ahead by 3 possessions now, with only 5 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in this game. It's going to be thrown a little too far behind the receiver, Nate Collins. That seems like Lito's first bad throw of the night. Most of the other plays have been on target for scores or big gains. So it's going to be 2nd and 10. And it's going to be another pass. This time the screen only about a 1-yard gain before being brought down. That's Igwick on the catch.
Have a good one.
The defense for CBA hasn't been doing too poor, but they haven't been doing good enough to hold off this passing offense. So that has been a problem for CBA, as they have not had a strong offense all game. So besides a few passes on a few drives, there's not been much good to look at for CBA's offense. And it's going to be a timeout called by Guilderland with 4 minutes and 25 seconds left to go in the game. That's going to, and this game is well out of reach at this point, unless CBA can manage to get a turnover here on downs or through fumble or interception. Third and 9 coming up for Guilderland. Lito in the shotgun. It's Joe Park on the far side in the running back spot, who's going to get the handoff and be taken down as soon as he touches the ball. He's going to be brought down at the CBA 49, and that's going to make it 4th and 14. So that's going to bring on Guilderland's punt team. Gote and Osfeld going to be the return men. Punting it away is Chris Ardito. Only a sophomore. So one of the youngest players on this roster. And the punt is away. It's going to be called for a fair catch by Gote, who's going to muff it, and then Guilderland will recover it. This is not good for CBA. And now Guilderland will have the ball inside the 25-yard line at the 22. That is not a mistake you want to make this late in the game. A Guilderland score here ices the game So we'll see if Guilderland can put up points to end this game. It's going to be a toss to the right side. It's Joe Park, who's going to rush in for the touchdown, and he will score. Touchdown. Guilderland, that's going to put them up 26-0. Not looking good for CBA right now after the muff punt recovered by Guilderland. And then the first play, a 23-yard touchdown from Joe Park. The kick is good. That's going to make it 27-0. Guilderland leading CBA with only 3 and about a half minutes. CBA mentally out of this game after giving up the ball on a punt that was muffed by Dylan Gauthier, and then a play later allowing a 23-yard Joe Park rushing touchdown. Ardito to kick it away to the awaiting 3 CBA returners. The kick is off after this touchdown, and it's going to roll. It's going to be recovered by Luke McMahon.
As long as we can get like 4 Cowboys from 2 years ago against the Giants. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not keep doing the Giants Cowboys. I'm taking time off from Charlie though. No, it's in New York. Well, New Jersey. It's not in January.
And CBA comes onto the field now to try and get something going. Senior quarterback Ben Trutchard will get the call now after Farrell and Miola couldn't do anything. It's going to be a run to the far side by Peyton Osfeld, which is going to be tackled for a loss of about 1. Second and 10.5 for CBA. Trutchard back to pass, and he's brought down for a sack. The pass protection has not been good for CBA. So that's going to move the down marker back to the 10-yard line, making it 3rd, about 18. Clock running down with 2:27 and running in the game left. It's going to be a handoff. For about 3 or 4. And that'll bring the punt team on. And Alex Harrison will punt it away. A 3 and out for CBA. Deep to return it is Kevin Murphy. the lone return man.
Break that camera and get it down here. So spread that.
And it's a pretty good punt. Fielded at the 50. And brought down instantly. No fair catch called for. So Cornell takes him right down after catching it. It's going to give it 1st and 10 from the 50. Pretty good field position for Guilderland, who is leading this game 27-0. And they have dominated this game physically. And now CBA is just out of it mentally. And CBA is going to call another timeout. It's going to stop the clock at 1:33. We've seen Guilderland throw the ball a lot, and they're ahead 27-0 now, so we'll see if that dies down a little bit to prevent an interception. And we'll see if they conserve Mason Leto's great day in the air. CBA just showing little motivation to be on the field after getting knocked around for the last 3 quarters and the majority of this one. Man in motion. It's going to be a run to the right side for about 6. That's Kyle Glenn. And there's a flag on the field, and it's going to be on Guilderland. It's going to be a holding. Connor Traeger in at quarterback now, and so that will end Mason Leto's day after having a fantastic showing. After the holding penalty, it sets up 1st and 20. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, and he has room to run. And he's going to get about 18 on the carry up the middle. That's number 47, Nick Cardinal. Some of the younger players on both sides getting their reps in now, with the lead being so big with only a minute left in the game. One play more and they should have the game ended. Guilderland taking their time on 2nd and 3. And it'll be a knee with 35 seconds left. So it'll be 3rd and 4. And one more kneel will end the game. And the game officially ends. And that'll be CBA playing at home, not doing well at all on both sides of the ball. A few bright spots in the passing from Miola and Farrell. But other than that, there was no good showings other than somewhat of a good running day. But neither side of CBA offense or defense could manage to stop this amazing Guilderland performance. Guilderland moves up above CBA now into the 3rd spot in the Empire Division, moving on to 4 and 3, making CBA only 3 and 3. A great performance by the quarterback, senior Mason Leto. So So that will conclude our homecoming football game for CBA, as they will fall to Guilderland 27-0.